everyone. My name is Cassandra Chin, and today I'm talking to Melissa McKay.
Hi, everybody.
Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Melissa McKay. I am currently head of developer relations at a company called JFrog. My background is in computer science and Java server-side coding primarily.
I wanted to talk to you because, I've known you for a really long time, and you're a bit of a female role model in tech to myself.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
And you're also, a parent of, 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they both have their different interests, and I want to see, maybe your experiences raising them can help other people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can certainly talk about that. Who do you want to start with? I have 2 children, by the way. They're both very different. I guess maybe one of the most important things that I learned, even just being as a parent, is they're separate human beings. They're not mini-me's, for example. They've got different personalities, different interests, different goals that they want to pursue. And it's been really fun as a parent to watch them grow, watch them bloom into their own people. And you are actually friends with my daughter, Kaitlyn. She is very strong in this field right now. I'm proud of her. She's done a lot, but I have to say, I'm not sure how much I influenced her. She is very strong in her own opinions, in her own mind, wants to do her own thing. And I know, in the beginning when she was younger, she really wasn't interested in doing what mom did. She wasn't interested in sitting in front of the computer for hours coding in an IDE. She didn't think that was interesting at all.
I think sometimes not being involved is the best way to get them interested.
Definitely. I found that allowing her to pursue her own interests, and one specific example was she got really interested in animation.
Oh, let's back up a bit. So, Kaitlyn today, she was teaching at CNCF Kids Day.
Yes.
So,
yeah,
her and I were both teaching the kids there. She
Yep.
was teaching the Roblox workshop. And I think she also did some, summer, she was teaching kids over the summer with some program.
Yep.
So she's very set on her own.
Yes. Yeah, she got into an internship program that allowed her to teach kids for the entire summer for summer camp coding workshops and stuff like that.
So I think a lot of this, it's also thanks to you not pushing her.
Yeah.
It's all her own decision, which I think is why she's doing this.
Yes, definitely. And I think I can't say I never pushed her. I did. I of course, as parents, you have pride in what you do and you want your kids to experience that as well. But I recognized very fast and very early on that was not going to be a successful path. We have similar personalities in that way. The more that I'm pushed to a certain direction, the more I'm curious about, well, what about all the other ways to go? And so letting, giving her some space to make these decisions on her own. She has gone a different path, unexpected, but a lot more fun for her. And she's able to explore her passion in different ways.
I think, you said that one of the early influences for technology she had is you gave her a computer.
Yes, I made sure both of them had their own machines very early on. We actually got them. I'm going to do some advertising if that's okay. The little Microsoft Surfaces. They're very portable, they're small, but they're powerful machines. So that was one of the first machines that they were able to work with. I think things have gotten much better over time. When I was their age, there was no access to something like that was affordable, right? So I was very late to the game relatively as far as getting the tools needed to explore that path. But I wanted to make sure that my kids had that early on, had these tools, and then had some guidance on how to use them. But I didn't restrict a whole lot, which
I think that's important because at that age, there's a lot of controversy between whether you should give kids devices.
Yes, definitely. And lots of concern about screen time, things like that, effects on cognitive growth and ability. I just didn't agree with a lot of those concerns, and we went the other way. And I just said, hey, here's the internet. Here's how you use it. Rather than restrict, give them the tools necessary to navigate responsibly and safely.
And I think, because they had technology, they were familiar with it and
very comfortable with it. Yes. So that first story about animation, that's another key, is finding an avenue that, for example, Kaitlyn wanted to animate a character and she wanted to learn how to do that. So being able to search and do some research, she discovered Blender, an open source project. I didn't even know anything about Blender. That wasn't a path that I ever pursued. I was more interested in actual, coding, right? But she downloaded the Blender program. I happened to have a friend I mentioned this to, and he happened to have a book on Blender, so I brought that home for her to read. Thank you, Tim Wilson, by the way, for that book. I still have it. I probably should get it back to you at some point. But she just went in full force because she had a goal. She wanted to succeed in making this character of hers, and she was able to do that. She uses it to this day. She used it for the class, for some of the objects that she used in the class.
Oh, that's really cool. So she actually used some of her Blender skills too.
Yeah.
Do the Roblox workshop.
Yeah. You mentioned Roblox.
Yeah.
I think gaming is important. I think making the whole thing fun is important for kids. If it's a drudgery, sitting and learning, how to make a loop in a program, I mean, at some point you need to learn that, but if it's not fun, it's less likely that someone's going to develop that passion for that.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Like, I actually do teach a for loop in the Microbit workshop I had, but I saved that for the very end because it's the most, I guess, not fun.
Yes. You need to show them what is possible first.
Yeah.
Then show them, oh, you're interested in making this? You're interested in building something like this? This is how you do it.
I mean, I think it's really great that, like, first, Kaitlyn had an interest in Blender.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like you pushed her into it. Mm-hmm. And then you supported her by helping her get resources.
Yes, definitely. Most important. I started out several years ago with teaching some DevOps for Kids classes. That was also an interesting experience because I recognized from that we're still in a situation where a lot of the kids may not have access to these tools that they need. So that's something that's close to my heart, to make sure that kids that come from technology households like yourself and like my daughter, they have exposure. They do, from their parents. But there's lots of kids out there like myself. When I was young, no one in my family was a technologist. No one had a computer. That was something brand new to me. So I want to make sure to catch some of those folks too. We're all different. We all have different personalities and different goals. And I think there's a lot of potential out there that is just undiscovered because of a lack of tools.
I mean, coming from a technology household, I find it really hard to imagine. But, like, when I'm teaching a kids workshop, and sometimes it's the kids' first time, like, using a keyboard.
Right.
And just, like, how much they learn from, like, the first time their hands touch the keyboard to, like, the end of the workshop where they're actually typing full sentences and code. Like, it's something good to see.
Yes, definitely. And I think probably one of the challenges that you face for these classes is having that range of skill sets, right? You'll have some that maybe the keyboard, this is the first time they've touched it. You'll have others that are already, pretty advanced in their skills. So that's, you guys are both pretty creative in having solutions for everyone.
I think my solution to that is building content, which is the most simple and easiest to follow.
Yeah.
But then I also make room, like, since it's code, you can always code more creative things.
Yep.
So I think kids will find their way.
Yeah. That's important too, to recognize you don't want to intimidate someone to the point where they're like, oh, I'm not smart enough to do this, and then they never touch it again, right? Because we know that's not true. That is not true. It's just how you expose and how you make that available.
And I think even today you're still supporting them because you were volunteering at CNCF Kids Day.
I love doing that stuff. I love seeing how excited the kids get when they get something working. I still have that feeling today when I'm coding and I'm getting frustrated and it takes a while to figure something out, and then you get it to work, you push play, and it does what you want it to do. I just love that feeling. So I like seeing that in the kids.
Also, like, I feel like I know both your kids are doing separate paths.
Yes.
I know Kyle doesn't exactly want to do coding, which...
Yep. Kyle is my other child, my son, and they both had the same exposure. They both had, the same tools available to them, but Kyle is on a different path. He's a different person, different personality. He's chosen that this technology path is really not the way that he wants to go, at least right now. And I think it's important to support that too, because we can't all be doing the same thing. We need, other people in different roles. So yeah, I'm curious to see. He's younger than my daughter, so I'm curious to see what direction he chooses to take.
Yeah, you said everything which I would have wanted to say, like just supporting your kids no matter what path they want to take. That's the most important thing in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we've had a really meaningful discussion today. Thank you, Melissa.
Always a pleasure to talk to you.